Then when a claim happens, when the customer needs you, this is the time when a customer needs you the most, is when they have a claim. And you want to be prepared for that. And being prepared is doing renewal review calls and cross-selling and upselling at those times of those calls. Hi, Trace here with Agency Performance Partners, and thanks for joining me for the podcast about cross-selling at renewal reviews. Basically, it's really important as insurance agents that we are cross-selling to our clients. When your client has auto only and they don't have a property policy with you, you need to be asking, do you rent or own your home? It's the easiest question you can ask to get them to let you know how they either rent or they own and what kind of policy they're going to need, either a homeowners policy, a tenant policy, or it can get more complicated and be something like they have rental properties. So it's a good discussion that can get you into the cross-selling arena. Then you have renewal reviews. Renewal reviews are what we recommend that you guys do with your clients every single year. Yes, you heard it right. Every single year. Once you get into a rhythm of calling your clients every single year at renewal, it gets easier and easier. You're building rapport and you're basically showing the client that you value them as a customer and as a client, and you value their policies, and you want to make sure that their insurance is keeping up with their lifestyle. So you want to definitely make sure that you do renewal reviews, but while you do those reviews, you are looking for upsells to increase coverages where needed, and you are looking to cross-sell any policies that they currently don't have with your agency. You may discover that they have 4 different policies with 4 different agents. And how can that be convenient for your client? It really can't be. So make it convenient for them. Have all their policies in one place with you and your agency as you as the agent would be excellent. And it would be a time saver for everyone. Cross-selling is really underestimated in our industry. Do you require your associates to cross-sell? Do you require them to ask questions and to build rapport? It may be something that you want to start doing. We know what cross-selling is. It's basically, if they have auto, you want to get the home. Some companies call it bundling, combining policies, coverages. Some carriers even have the home auto combination that covers both. And that's really cool too. I know MetLife at some point in North Carolina had a policy like that or still does. I know some people who have it, they may be grandfathered because they may not offer it anymore, but it's a cool combination to keep those together. The power of renewal reviews basically is just building rapport, reaching out to your customer. Your customer then knows who you are. They know your name. So there's a lot of advantages to doing renewal reviews. You may also find a vehicle that was never added to a policy because the dealership or the customer never called. You may find a college student that no longer lives in the home, has their own car and own policy somewhere else. So you discover things while you do the renewal reviews that may be beneficial to you, your policy, your carrier, and to the customer. So you want to make sure that you are doing these reviews to verify information, to check and make sure that their insurance coverage is ideally where it should be. If you have a mother with 5 children and she has $30 a day for a rental car, that is not going to be enough for her to rent a vehicle as big as her vehicle is to make sure that she can continue life as she was prior to any kind of accident. So you need to make sure things like that are covered well. If you have somebody that's got state minimum limits, here in the state of North Carolina, state minimums are 30, 60, 25, and $25,000 of property damage is not even enough to cover a new car these days, let alone if something happens to property with the cost of building materials these days. So you want to make sure you're educating your client on why they don't want state minimum limits, and you can do that during a renewal review. Identify the right time for renewal reviews. When is the best time for your agency to do renewal reviews? Is it 60 days before the renewal? Is it 30 days before the renewal? So you have to determine that as an agency. So your agency leaders really need to sit down and they need to discuss renewal reviews. When do you want to do them? What information are you looking for? Agency Performance Partners has a renewal review form that's excellent that will help walk you through how to do those renewal reviews, how to prep for the call, how to make the call, of scripts for voicemails on which you leave if you are unable to reach the client when you make that phone call. So you want to gather the relevant information, do your pre-call prep, call the client, get a hold of them, and leave the correct type of message to let them know that you want to review their policies and that you're looking for discounts. So you want to train and empower your agents to conduct these renewal reviews, utilizing technology, utilizing automation, and streamlining that process for renewal reviews that also includes a aspect of cross-selling and upselling. That will encompass basically all the things you need to make your agency run successful. Once you get these renewal review call processes into place, you'll realize that you and your agency and your staff have more control over the conversations. Instead of being reactive to phone calls that are coming into the agency, they are actually responding and being in control of the conversations they're having with their clients. You don't have a client calling in upset and freaked out about a rate increase or a letter they got in the mail. You're calling them and discussing things, or at least trying to get a hold of them. And guess what? When you call, you try to get a hold of them, you leave a voicemail, you possibly send an email, maybe a text message. In a month, if they call back and say, I got this letter about my renewal, guess what you can say? You can say, I'm so glad you called me. I called and left you a voicemail a month ago, and that's exactly what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to ask some questions to see if we can find you some more discounts to adjust the policy. And we wanted to make sure that your insurance is keeping up with your lifestyle. So it's a great comeback when a client calls in upset about something or a renewal. You made that call, you tried to get in touch with them. So you have a fallback when the customer calls up upset, and you're responding and you're in more control of the conversation. So it's great to have that in your back pocket as an agent. It makes it easier. And then it makes cross-selling easier because it's not so much that you are being pushy and salesy, it's that you're being educational. You're educating the client on coverages they need, on policies they may need, like an umbrella policy. If they have inexperienced drivers, they really should have an umbrella policy. They're really not that expensive. And then if they get them early, so I got my umbrella policy when my kids were the oldest was probably 12 or 13. That way, when he did start to drive, even though it did increase the umbrella slightly, it covered him as a driver as well. So you find ways to discuss with the client. You may not even know that the client has an inexperienced operator, except for the fact they called in to add them, but you didn't pay a lot of attention to it. Did you take that time to cross-sell them on the umbrella policy and the importance of having one when you have an inexperienced operator? So it's important to use the cross-selling strategies as a learning and educating experience for your clients, bringing into mind, making them think through the purpose, the reason of why they need certain coverages for their insurance. So basically, you are covering their biggest assets. You are insuring the biggest assets they own, usually their home and their auto, maybe their business. So we want to educate them to show them the value of how their insurance protects them when something happens. You don't want a customer coming to you when they need you for a claim with the wrong coverages. So if you do these renewal reviews, if you're cross-selling and upselling properly, then when a claim happens, when the customer needs you, this is the time when a customer needs you the most, is when they have a claim. And you want to be prepared for that. And being prepared is doing renewal review calls and cross-selling and upselling at those times of those calls. Training and empowering agents and your staff to conduct them. You really want to train your staff. Training shows your staff that you care about them and that you want to make things easier for them. So make sure that you train them or you review the processes, that you go through and demonstrate how you want these renewal review calls done and how easy it is for them to cross-sell at the time of these renewal review calls to basically make the cross-selling easier. So in this blog, we actually have a ton of we have 2 case studies about agencies that actually worked our Apex retention program with agency performance partners. And we have statistics on their success. It really changed the agency. It changed the amount of inbound phone calls, made the outbound phone calls more successful because you don't have as many inbound phone calls. Their retention went up, their cross-selling went up, upselling increased. So you can find all those statistics in the blog. Cross-selling is excellent inside a renewal review. You're not necessarily selling. You're actually educating the client on different coverages and different policies they may need. So it's important that you implement these kind of strategies for the clients to have a comprehensive collection of all the policies they have, the policies they need, and the coverages they need. So make sure that you check us out, Agency Performance Partners. You check out our renewal review forms. You can actually probably go on our website, agencyperformancepartners.com, and you can find the information about our renewal retention program. We actually have a school that you can go through and look at. Is kind of like a Netflix for insurance. If you want to reach out to us, you can have a meeting with us and we can give you an intro and we can find out what your challenges are in your agency. If your challenges are retention and an excessive amount of remarketing, we want to help. That's what we're here for. We help agencies with retention, basically increasing retention, reducing remarketing, increasing cross-selling and upselling by the programs and the processes that we provide. So we want to teach agents how to use renewal reviews to basically cross-sell to your clients, use the clients that you have in your book and show them that you really care by doing renewal reviews, cross-selling to them and upselling. And I know I've said renewal reviews, cross-selling and upselling way too many times. So this is the end of the blog. Thank you for listening. I appreciate your time. Let us know how we can help. We're here to help insurance agencies. Thanks so much and have a wonderful day.